So we're talking about adoptions, and if you got to think about an adoption or that's something you're considering, this is the show for you. And specifically, what I think we want to focus on today is if you're a step parent, you've come into the role as parent, you've been there for, a good while, and the child that you've been helping take care of, your stepson or your stepdaughter, really is more of the bond has grown so much that you want to solidify that and become their legal parent. Well, how can we do it? When can we do it? What are the things that we want to look at? So when we look at an adoption, especially a step-parent adoption, the first thing we want to look at is, does the parent, the biological parent, have they ever established paternity? Well, if they haven't established paternity, they have less legal rights than everybody else. And that puts you in a much better position. Now, that doesn't solidify or guarantee the adoption, but it puts you in a much better position. Then the question is, have they willfully not paid child support for a period of 1 year, if there's a judicial order? If not, then their consent's not necessary. Next, have they gone a period of 1 year without really spending any time with the child or willfully not contacting the child? If that's the case, their consent may not be necessary. Have they acted to abandon the child is essentially the way it falls down. And a lot of times we have step parents that, have been acting as the mom or dad, and it's because the other parent has just disappeared. They're just absent. So for you, you're in a good place to get an adoption or a step-parent adoption and solidify your rights as a legal mother or father of that child. And the question we really have to ask after we see if consent's necessary is the adoption in the best interest of the child? And of course it probably is if you've been there day in, day out, doing all the hard work. And once we have that equation all put together, then you're in a spot where step-parent adoption is available to you. And it's something that we really need to consider because solidifying that relationship, that familial relationship between everybody in your house is pretty important to you and to your child. So if that's something that you've been thinking about, or, I've been sitting around, I really think we should do an adoption, the family's going great, let's just make sure there are no problems in the future, then possibly a step-parent adoption is for you. And if you need help with that, well, guess what? I'm your guy, Fuller Bumpers. Give me a call, we'll bring you in, we'll work through what's going on, and we'll see if we can't get you headed in a better direction.